My name is Jennifer Kosty, and this is my video response to Vinegar. The prompt I'm responding to is prompt B. The first moment I'm going to be speaking about is when the lady who was churning the butter was singing the Churn the Butter song. This specific choice that she made with her voice really highlighted how she was very frustrated that the butter was not churning. And I think the butter represents more than just butter. I think she's frustrated that her husband is mad at her and nothing seems to be going right in her life. She seems to be bewitched at the moment, and the more she tries to churn the butter, the faster she sings. And it just highlights that the more frustrated she gets, the faster she goes and the louder she gets. Spatially, she was the only one on stage when this was happening. And I believe that this shows because she is a woman, she is doing all the household activities. So no one is there to help her, and she feels very alone because her husband is being mean to her and is telling her to finish, and it's not really her fault. And I think that can be kind of a metaphor for her life, that when things go wrong, men used to blame women, and it wasn't their fault, but they almost didn't know how to process it. And this was effective, and it impacted her power, and it just showed that she had no power because she couldn't control the butter, but she also could not control many things in her life, and that was what was causing her so much frustration. The second moment is when Alice's mom confessed to witchcraft. When this was happening on stage, she was yelling, she was kind of going crazy, and she was really taking control of her actions. She yelled and gave up in this moment, and she gave up any power that she had. This was effective in storytelling because it just showed that this was the end for her, and she accepted her fate that was most likely going to happen whether she admitted to it or not. A director's choice that he made was spatially. She was placed in the middle. I think that this was because it showed that she was the only one who confessed on stage, and more audience members looked towards her because she was in the middle. It showed more about her power. She was the only witch who confessed. So in the witching world, I guess she had some actual powers. Not really power, but the powers within itself. And she was probably the strongest one, but also maybe the weakest one in some people's eyes because she confessed whether she did the acts or not. And I just think that she is in the middle, and this shows that more audiences will focus on her, and it makes sense for her to be in the middle just because she is the one that confessed and showcased that she was over everything and was willing to give up her power and have them think she did what she's claimed to be on trial for, whether she did or not.